Hello, I'm Pete Dring, and I'm the head of computing at Fulford School in York. And our vision for computing is that we want every student to be able to learn and use their tech skills, their computing skills, as superpowers to change the world around them for good. So there are three strands within computing. There's how to stay safe online. There's how to use technology effectively and efficiently. And there's how computers work, how to write code, how to understand the impact of technology on society. And we try and weave those three strands through each of the topics in Year 7, Year 8 and Year 9. And within Year 9, students choose their options, ready to start in Year 10. They can choose iMedia, which is very visually creative, using Photoshop to make some professional quality print and on-screen publications. Or they can choose computer science, understanding how to write codes, how networks work, how hardware works with software, and the impact of technology on society. They can choose either, they can choose both, or they can choose neither. Now, it's really important to us that regardless of option choices at GCSE, every student should be taught those three strands of computing. So this is backed up in the recent Ofsted Research Review and very clearly stated in the programme of study, the national curriculum, that even if students don't choose computer science, by the time they leave school, we want them to be digitally competent and confident so that they can thrive in work and life and play safely. So I want to talk through digital life skills, which is an initiative that a colleague of mine has introduced and launched this year for Year 10. I want to try and talk through logistically what that looks like and give you a little bit of an idea of the type of activities that we do. So logistically, my colleague runs this brilliantly alongside form tutors in registration time. We have 20-minute form time at the start of each day. And each form will have 1 week in the autumn term where they'll have 3 sessions. So 3 days within that week, leaving the head of year 2 days to have assemblies or anything else that needs to be done. And then we'll rotate that activity around every form group in Year 10 and then do the next set of 3 activities in the spring term and then come back and do the final sessions, 3 sessions in the summer term. So logistically, the form tutor's there so that we can hopefully upskill the digital skills of teachers across the whole school, but also the form tutor can support us in terms of behaviour expectations, logistics, getting logged in, making sure everybody's motivated and supported and involved, so that our subject specialist can guide students through the subject content, lead the discussions and guide through any problems that may or may not arise. So what do students actually do? Well, we get students to log in to the school computers and then log into our VLE, our virtual learning environment, and then we tick off their activities with these checklists. In the first day of the first session, it's all about collaboration. We want students to be able to use online tools safely, effectively, and efficiently. So we train students in how to create an online Word document to make a list. We ask them, what do they think every student should know how to use a computer for, what to use a computer for, before they leave school. And they'll often say the same things like how to stay safe online, I can't type and speak at the same time, and how to manage your finances, how to research, how to apply for jobs. After a bit of discussion, we get students to share their work, share a link with everyone else in their form in a collaborative document. And you can probably imagine what happens next. It doesn't take long before somebody changes somebody's name into a rude word or puts a comment or deletes somebody else's work, which is a great opportunity for us to talk about backup, but more importantly, online behaviour, how you can be accountable online, the consequences of your actions, both for good and for bad, and how we deal with that. How do we report it? How do we stay safe online? So that students can use these collaborative skills in history and geography and in maths and in future life. We also ask students to collaborate online using Canva. Now we have a system where students can report any concerns online. We call it Reach Out for Support. Our students designed a system where anybody can log in and record a concern and it gets flagged up by our pastoral team. So we get students to promote that. We use Canva to collaboratively work together in groups to make a poster, so that it raises awareness of how you can get support or flag concerns. And then we share a link to that. We feed back. We talk about what effective feedback looks like, how to deal with negativity and criticism, how to be positive. And then the second session, so this is after a week of 3 sessions, our next set of sessions is all about social media. First of all, we look at positive role models. We ask students to write down do's and don'ts of what they should do for online collaboration from the previous session. We don't have to look too far to find negative examples of people who use social media for harm. We don't publicize them or name them, but we talk about the issues. We tackle them head on to promote an alternative model of masculinity than just misogyny. And then we also look at positive examples, people who use social media for good in politics, in business, in charity, in family, and what we can learn from that. We also ask students how much they're using social media. We find out which platforms they're using and what issues they're coming across, what impact it has on them. Our second session is all about finances, so building on what they've said is most important to them in their list. And we get them to think about, well, how can they earn money online? So we ask them to imagine that they're running a YouTube channel. How many subscribers do they need before they can start earning money? How many watch hours do we need? And how much money would you earn if you have 30 views per day or 300,000 views per day? And then we put that in context. If they are earning $18 per year doesn't sound very much. Surely that can't be right. What have I done here? What have I done? Let's undo. 100,000, something like that. There we go. So $32,000 sounds like a lot of money. But what does that mean in practice? We get them to research the exchange rates and use formulae to convert it into pounds. And then we think about expenses. We say, okay, you've got to pay your rent in the future. Food has massively increased in cost recently. You've got to pay your broadband and all of these other expenses. We get them to research it and fill in the details. Not many people get to the extension task of understanding how tax works, but we want students to know that spreadsheets are designed to make their life easier, to automate decisions, to automate calculations, and have some experience of managing your finances online securely. Then we go back to looking at the results of the survey. So our Year 10s this year said that they use TikTok more than anything else. Most of them paint a very positive picture. They say that social media makes them happy. We do challenge them. If they are spending more than 10 hours per week on TikTok, who's in charge? Are you in charge of your smartphone, or is your smartphone in charge of you? But then we also look at and discuss some of the issues here. We say not all of our students are coming across harmful content, but some all of the time are. And even more concerningly, some have never called out harmful content and never reported it. Is that because they don't know how to? Is that because they don't want to? We have those discussions. We're able to pick those up and pass them on sensitively to the pastoral team so that students know how to thrive online. So that's some of the activities that we do. I don't know whether you're watching this as a specialist computing teacher who might be tasked with delivering this, or whether you're a specialist in a different subject who might be teaching outside of your specialism, or as somebody who wants to upskill your confidence in computing. However you engage with digital life skills or computing for all, it's absolutely essential that every teacher recognizes the opportunity that technology can have for good and for bad, the pressures that our students are up against, and what we can do to try and support our students through that. So whatever your role is within that, I wish you all the very best for your teacher training and for the impact that you'll have on young people throughout the next years and decades to come. Thank you. All the best.